Hi there, and thank you for your interest in this Range Rover Sport. So I'm going to do a video today to walk you around the car and show you everything about it, the condition of it, and the features that it's got and so on. So this is a late 2009 TDV8 Autobiography, which if you're looking at Range Rover Sports, you should already know that this is the top model. It basically doesn't get any better than this. In my opinion, it's in the best colour, which is Stornoway Grey, and it's got no upgrades. It's completely factory original, except for the wheels, which I think really suit it. So looking around the body of the car, I'm just going to zoom the camera out and move in a bit closer. There's a few watermarks and stuff on there just because it's impossible to keep cars clean at the moment, but it's very straight overall. It's never had any paint from what I can tell, and all the panels are all nice and straight with no dings or dents or damage or anything like that. The wheels are absolutely stunning. They look probably look better in real life, but they really suit this car. Diamond cut 21-inch wheels, and they've got the Pirelli Scorpion tyres, which if you're into Land Rovers, Range Rovers, you'll know that the Scorpions are kind of considered to be the best sort of all-weather road tyre for these cars. They've all got loads of tread on them as well, relatively new. So that's one expense you won't have to worry about for a while. This is obviously a late 2009, so it's a facelift, so it's got the much more chunkier, more stylish Range Rover Vogue style front end. Beautiful black grille and a very clean design on the front. I love the shape of this. The earlier TDV6s to me look a bit dated, but this just looks so fresh and cool. So moving down this side of the body, just trying to give you an overall view. And wheels are all in very good condition really. Nice black mirrors and black gills on the side, black door handles. So it's got a really cool sort of stealthy look about it without being too gangster. But what I like is the lack of chrome. Just really sets the car off. So hopefully you can see, it's a nice sunny day today. The body is in super order. It really cleans up well. This literally just had a hose, a quick hose down and a wipe off. With a polish, it's just going to look fantastic. So I'm not a trader. I'm selling this car for a friend that doesn't really like dealing with people, so he's asked me to sell it on his behalf, which is fine. But you can, obviously, when you buy the car, you'd be paying him for it, not me. But you can obviously come to me for any questions. I've got the car if you want to come and view it. COVID restrictions adhered to, of course. Wouldn't want to break those rules. So the tailgate, I don't know if you know on these, is a split tailgate, which is quite a nice feature. You want to open the main tailgate, you push this button here and then lift again. You can see it's got a gigantic boot. It's got the load cover, which you can set into two different positions. And then under here, if I lift this up, just drop that in there. You can see it's got all its toolkit, load of paperwork, which we'll talk about in the advert. Nice to see that there's a set of jump leads in there, but basically the toolkit hasn't really seen much use. There's some spare. The wheel nuts on these tend to corrode and they can cause problems, so there's a spare set of wheel nuts in there, which is nice to see. 5 former keepers, but two of those keepers were the guy that's selling the car. It was in his wife's name because she basically put her private plate on it, and he bought it off his dad. So 2 of those previous keepers were all in the same family. So when they got it, it was a three owner car, I guess. Just sort of poking around in here and having a look. 12-volt socket, it's useful. It's got a soft closed tailgate. That's all working. So let's go into the interior. I'm going to jump in the back because I think filming the front from the back is going to be easier. There's quite a lot to cover in the interior. It's really, really beautiful. So, being the Autobiography, it's the absolute top of the range, very, very well optioned car. It's got leather capped door mouldings with the twin stitching, a nice chrome plate here, and the wood. To me, the wood looks very classy. I know not everybody's a fan of the wood, and it can be changed, but I think it really looks cool in this car. So right, let's jump in then. Back seats are in really good condition. The backs of the driver's seat and the passenger seat are really nice as well. They've not been kicked to death by small children. It's got heated rear seats, and under here there's an aux port. It's got the Harman Kardon Logic 7 Hi-Fi package, which is, I think at the time it was the top spec, best you could get. So there's speakers everywhere. There's speakers on the rear of the headlining, big speakers in the rear doors, big speakers on the A-pillars and the front doors. So the stereo sounds awesome. Being a facelift, it's got the much more modern interior. I'll just give you a shot of that. So you got the later heater controls and the much later infotainment system, which is brilliant. Fully keyless entry. This car as well has only done 117,000 miles. So, you know, in terms of Range Rovers, it's a pretty low mileage car. I'm sure you're looking on the internet and you're looking at the TDV6 earlier ones, low spec with massive miles, and comparing the price to this. Obviously we want more for this, but it wouldn't really be a fair comparison because these TDV8s are a completely different animal, really. It's got a fridge in the centre armrest. I've actually got a Disco 3 as a sort of load lugger daily hack, which is the TDV6, and the difference, even though these are the same platform of vehicle, the difference in refinement and how luxury the car feels is night and day. The Disco 3 feels so agricultural compared to this thing. It's ridiculous. Still a great car, but the TDV8 and the more up-to-date interior with the softer leather and so on is it just makes a huge difference to the way these things feel. So driver's seat there, you can see there's a couple of small creases as you'd expect, but generally it's in very, very well looked after condition. I don't know if you can see on the photo, but it's got overmats fitted. I'll jump in the front now. Obviously got the side steps and the little skirts on the bottom, which again is a facelift Autobiography thing. It's bloody awesome. I think it looks really cool. Keyless, so you just push on there to lock it when mirrors fold in, and then to get in the car again you just touch it, everything opens up. So on the driver's side you've got the Logic 7 stereo, memory seats, and then obviously lots of different settings for adjustment on the driver's seat. Auto headlights. Down here you've got automatic steering column preset, so the steering column's electrically adjustable, and that's saved with the seat memory. So if you and your partner have both got different seating positions, you can you could either have your own key, which the seat position would memorize to that particular key, or you can just press your button to choose your seat mirrors and steering column. So that's a really, really cool feature. Yeah, I think the updated interior on this is bloody awesome. It looks great. So it's fully keyless, so you push the button to start. He says, where's the key? That's user error. You do get a tyre pressure monitor warning sign when this car starts up. That's because it's got the different wheels on it and they've not got the tyre pressure monitors for some reason, or it's a different system. But that sort of comes on when you start the car, and then once you've started the car, it disappears and there's no faults. This car's got full service history. It was last serviced in October last year. I think when the MOT was done, I'll put the details in the advert, but it's mainly JLR servicing, and then there's independent servicing for the past couple of years, but it's been very well looked after. It's literally just had a 500 quid parking brake rebuild, so that's something that you won't need to worry about. You can see the screen shows the 4x4 info, nav. It's got DAB radio, which is really good. I always have these in the 4x4 info mode. I think that's quite cool to see. You've got the terrain response, so some different options for the suspension and for the way that the car's set up for off-roading. Hill descent control, high and low ratio, and then the air suspension, which I'll just demonstrate now, works perfectly. So put the air suspension in the higher mode. You can see the vehicle's raising on the diagram. So there's no faults with the air suspension, which again is very common on these. So there we have it. Let's have one more. I'll tell you what, I'll put the suspension back up, and we'll have one more look around the outside of the car. But hopefully this just gives you a good feel for what you're buying. Just trying to get the point across, really, that this is not a, it's not a TDV6 early car. It's an Autobiography, top of the range TDV8, and it's quite a late Range Rover Sport. So it wouldn't be fair to be comparing this with the lower price cars. So anyway, you can hear it running now. The engine's really nice and smooth. Very, very, very refined, actually, especially compared to the V6 ones. There it is with the heightened suspension. So if you've got any questions or you want to arrange a viewing or call me about it, you give me a ring. My number is 07712 426 170. I can arrange to have this car delivered anywhere in the UK if you're interested in it but you live far away and it's difficult to collect it. We can deal with that. So yeah, thanks for your interest. I hope I've covered everything. Overall, it's a lovely, clean, Stornoway grey TDV8 Autobiography Range Rover Sport, late 2009, and I really don't think you'll be finding one as good as this for the same money. I think it's fairly priced, brilliant spec, low mileage for a Range Rover at 117, and it's got your name on it if you want it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.